Hi everyone, happy Friday. I am recording outside. It's been another pretty nice week temperature wise, and this will probably be the quietest it is out here all day, so we are going to go ahead and do this and cross our fingers it stays this way for at least 20-30 minutes. I have some new book purchases I have picked up this week that I was going to flip through and show you. So here we go. And I might ramble on a bit at the end about what's going on, but I'm not going to make everybody sit through that. So let's just get to the goods that you see here. Jump links are at the bottom in the description, so if there's only one particular book you want to see or multiple books, you can always just go directly there. UPS truck. Maybe he was delivering something for me, who knows. I am getting some new Dreamland watercolors in this week. Anyway, you can just jump to the books you want to see. I totally get it. We all have only so much time. I'm going to go and order these by like seasonal, sort of seasonal. We're going to mix this up a little bit. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to show you the autumn book first, and then we'll go in this order. Alright, so I did pick up another Deborah Muller book. I joked that she had just published this when I was showing the Halloween party book, and I said as soon as I start looking at the pictures I'm going to wind up purchasing the book, and sure enough I did. I think she's working on another one that's like a fairyland Halloween, excuse me, autumn, fall type book. I'm going to try to resist. But this one was super cute. I will not get to this one probably this month. But I color, fall's my favorite season. You'll see me coloring a bunch of fall pictures still in November and probably even going into December. So this one's going to be on the list definitely for next month. So she does have digital copies of her books on Etsy. If you prefer digital format, let me check and make sure that this is all showing. Yes, excellent. I love the plaid looking pants here. There's been quite a recent trend. If you use TikTok at all, there has been, I've noticed a recent kind of trend of coloring, like TikTok coloring, which is really awesome. And I've seen like a real resurgence of love for alcohol markers in books lately. It used to, back in my day, no, back like, when I first started out 6 years ago, like hardly anybody used alcohol markers. And I found that that was like my favorite medium. And now it's exciting to see how so many people using markers. And they're also stretching out, challenging themselves with markers by creating patterns. Sorry, those plaid pants made me think of this. Like, I'm seeing patterns, I'm seeing highlights being used with markers, and a lot of neat things being created. And like a lot of the TikToks I'm seeing that show like how to recreate like plaid patterns and stuff. I have tried to bookmark them because they're just really cool, and it's been great seeing people kind of use alcohol markers in ways that I don't see them used very often. Blending with them some, like, it's been pretty cool. If you get tired of coloring pumpkins, I would not recommend this to be a book that you try to complete from start to finish, because you got pumpkins in every picture. I'm laughing because I would say like pumpkins are the toughest thing for me during Halloween fall, because they're the thing that's in all, so many pictures, and I run out of ways to do them. Like, I could have every color of the rainbow pumpkins. I'm even getting to the point, if they're big enough, like trying to stencil a pattern onto them might be the next thing I try. I love her outfit here with the cutoff shorts and stuff. See, that's the way it feels right now. Like, it's fall, but I think today's high is 83 Fahrenheit, of course, for those of you not over here in the U.S. But like this would be when it gets to the peak heat today, like that's how it would be, collecting apples in cutoff shorts. But then tomorrow it could be long sleeve weather. This is the time of year I come out to the porch wearing pants and like a regular t-shirt, and by the end of the day I might be in a tank top and shorts. This is really cute. I love her girls in this book. I love the different outfits. It's a variety of like cutoff shorts and like long sleeves. Now this will be really fun for like pattern creation. You ladies and gentlemen that make quilts, like, I'm in awe. It's I see it, and it's one of those things that like I really respect the hobby. Like, I think it's fantastic looking and I love seeing the results, but like it's just my inability to focus on like one hobby makes it extremely difficult. Like, I would probably start one quilt and it'd take 20 years for me to finish it, just because I'd be hopping to all the different stuff I want to do. So, all right, so she does have that. She also on some of her books does offer an artist edition with like quality paper on her Etsy store, but I'm not sure which books she's offering, so I'm just going to link her Etsy store below specifically to this digital book, and then you can kind of browse around her store to see what she has available. I do have one of her artist edition books. It's the watercolor book, The Menagerie, but I have not bought like one of her artist editions of like one of her already published books. That was like a unique setup. So, but it's really good quality paper, so I have no doubt that those are probably really good. If I find, I think I know which one in particular, if it's like one of the cat ones, like the Crazy Cat Ladies one or something, if she ever makes that an artist edition, I may get that one. So, all right, and the big one that I'm sure everybody's showing right now is Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. I have just glanced through this, and I can already tell you this is probably going to be my favorite Johanna Basford book, and I am already, as much as I love her art, it's, for some reason, I end up not grabbing her books very quickly, but like this is one that I want to grab and work like cover to cover. Like, I want to actually get into this as a project book, and I'm hoping somebody's probably going to start a group for that, since I don't want to be the one to start a group for that, because honestly I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to have to manage it. But if somebody does start a group for it, I'm going to totally be down for that. But of course we will show it here. The cover is kind of a cardstocky feel, no like weird feel on it. It's just more like cardstock, so you could use pencil, you could use gel pens. There's a palette test page on the back, which is appreciated. Check one more time. Yep, we're all in camera, we're good. And I think one of the things that will get me really into this book is the use of gel pens in some of these smaller areas. So like for the vines here and the leaves and stuff. In her book, the Enchanted one, I can't think of the name of it fully, but I like that one a lot. And I did the title page using like water-based markers and gel pens and pastels and even a little bit of alcohol marker, because the title page, not here, yeah, the title page had some of this print where that's all it, you know, went over, and I really liked how that turned out. And it was like, again, one of those things of, I love that sloth, one of those things of, I'll do something like that and it'll turn out really good and like I will like it, and then for some reason I just don't go back and do it again. I just saw someone complete this one with like a blue and pink kind of palette, and it is really pretty. So I think this one probably, in comparison to her more recent books, has a little more detail on some of these pages. But I think she tries to keep it balanced, where some of the pages have details, some of them are a little not quite as detailed, I guess. So, and she does, of course, have her little small houses and different things to color like that too. So you kind of get a variety of things. I love these little dragons. I think one thing I struggle with in these books is really wanting to do backgrounds. And maybe I just walk away with being okay with not doing backgrounds on these. Or just only do them on certain pages. I don't know. Like this would be definitely like a gel pen page. But you could do like a acrylic wash or something over it. If you had gel pens that would cover like watercolor or acrylic wash, you could just do a wash over the whole page, then come in with the gel pens. And it shouldn't affect their color depending on which gel pens you use. But I have seen people that will just take the time to fill in this background with pencil or water-based markers, and like, I salute you. If that gives you peace and you enjoy doing that, I love it, but I am not going to be doing that. I like the little frog mandala there. Yeah, I think this one and one of her earlier books, her Enchanted books, are probably my favorites out of all of them. I can't believe I can't think of the name of it right now. I'm sure it's driving me crazy. A lot of these would do well as nighttime scenes with like a black background. So that would be a great one for Foxy February. That'd be a great page. I am not great at gems, coloring gems, but like that would be a great page for practicing gems. Ooh, definitely like the space-related galaxy nods. That probably edges this book out to be my favorite of her books, because y'all know I love space stuff. And then, like I said, you do get a test page, which is really good for her books. If I can... There was one page I did with some watercolor on it years ago, but I had prepped the page with gesso, and it turned out really good, and I really liked it. Any other time I've tried to use water in this book, and ink tints and whatever, I'm just not real happy with it. So maybe I just get real up close and personal with the satin glazing liquid. Hopefully it works the same, and like try it in this book and just try it often and see. I think if I can make watercolor work better in this book for me, like I will be in this more often. So All right. Now, Alexandra Franzese has released a book. And speaking of TikTok, she's really active on TikTok. And she also has, like, where she colors pages on there and shows videos. She also shows, like, right now she's got some Halloween patterns she's showing how to do, which is really fun. But this is part of her Simple series, which the book that Chris and I are working in is her Simple Halloween. No spoilers. I might actually get done with that book. Like, by the end of the month. I'm so excited. You just have no idea. I really thought I was going to fade out at the middle of the month. And I've had to catch up a lot, but I've stayed with it. And so what I would like to be able to do is take her fall book next. Maybe work on that for a month or two. And then do her Simple winter book. I have a lot of her books, so being able to take out like 2 or 3 would be great. And they're just really nice. These are really nice for just a 20-30 minute color, like to kind of help you de-stress during the day, or if you just only have so much time to devote to it. Like these, I really do enjoy these books. But this is Simple Winter. Kitty. And I don't tend to buy a lot of winter and Christmas books, so especially considering I already have so many. And I don't typically color a lot of Christmas and winter, but I think last year I colored more than I usually do, and then so I think we'll continue with that this year. Kind of an exception to the rule. I like the little landscape scenes. This is going to be trying a bunch of different types of ways to color snow. That's going to be the... It was Ghosts and Pumpkins and Simple Halloween, and this one's going to be snow. I think just snow, probably. Going to be a lot of different ways to color it, because I just get bored if I do the same thing over and over again. And so that's where you'll see me bring out like super markers or stickles or like paint or something to just color things a little different. It also helps me if I ever want to color another picture and I'm like, oh, there's different ways I could do ghosts, there's different ways I could do snow and pumpkins and stuff. Let me go look and see what I did in this book and which one I want to do. I don't get too caught up technically though in it. Like whatever I end up doing usually is pretty casual, just because I want these to look great, but I also, like, the goal is to use them to relax. Not, at least for me. But the cool thing is, everybody colors for different reasons and colors differently. And one of the things I like about images like this, overly detailed images you can simplify, but it's harder to simplify a detailed picture than it is to detail a simplified picture. Does that make any sense? Maybe that makes sense. Because with detailed pictures, like you have to, if you're going to use black paint to take out some of the details, it feels like more work. But with a picture that's not as complicated, you can, spend a lot of time on details. Love this one. This will be, if I'm not done with this book by February, this will be the last picture we keep, and we'll keep that for February to finish. I love that little mouse. Adorable. I just love her animals. Oh, she has a Simple Christmas book. Well, I did not know that. Okay, well, we might have to hold off on that one because the one I'm about to show you. Usually, I don't know. Michelle's probably going to get it. Let's be real. Um, this one, so I really like daily countdown type coloring, particularly for Halloween and for Christmas. I've done that last year and this year, and I have really enjoyed that. And she has a simple Christmas that I could use for those purposes. But there's also this book. So Morgan O'Brien has put out another Matchstick Mouse book, and it is called the 25 Days of Kindness. So you can use this as an advent calendar book for Christmas if you would like. And so that was what I thought I was going to do this year. But I don't know. We're going to have to see where Michelle is at the end of November, life-wise, work-wise. But I definitely wanted to pick this up because that, like I said, that was my plan. And that was the design of this, is, which you could do this, you know, of course, any time of the year if you want, but it is holiday centric, so. Typically, my Matchstick Mouse pictures, I do a marker base, and then I'll come in with pastel, not pastel colored pencils, but pastel pencils, like pastel, the medium, and shade a little bit. But this might be one where I do use just entirely marker, depending on if I'm trying to do one of these pictures every day. Adorable. Grandma Mousy. Or Grandpa, I guess. Built a little book library. Yeah, now we're getting a little later in the day. I noticed the traffic speeding up. But that's okay. We're on our last book, so. I love how, I think Matchstick is a girl. She's shoveling her pathway with a spoon. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and grab this kind of, you know, I know people like, other people also like the advent coloring, the countdown coloring. Wanted to get this out there in case you haven't seen it, to give some ideas, but it does look like I have another Christmas book. I also have the Jade Summer Advent Calendar book last year that I didn't finish. It still has a full set of 25 in it, plus the section I didn't finish. So I don't know. The one thing Michelle knows she's not going to do is set a plan in place right now today, because a month from now she'll be like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Oh. Oh, he's pulling a little thorn out of his paw. Oh, that's so cute. So yeah, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily have to do this for Christmas. Like, this looks like it could be, well, okay, here's Merry Christmas. I was like, it could be applicable to anything during the winter season, but yeah. Anyway, it's a very cute book. I'm glad I picked it up. Like I said, now I really have to kind of think about what I'm going to do for Christmas. And you're like, just do both books. And I am like, do you know me? There's no way. I have this book this month, as proud as I am that I'm keeping up with it. I'm still technically a day or two behind, because some days I don't have time, and so I have to spend some days like doing one picture in the morning and one at night to give them plenty of time to dry. So I'm still having to play catch up throughout the month. It's not perfect, like, well, not anything's ever gonna be perfect, but I'm done with the books, by the way. If you don't want to hear me babbling, I understand appreciate you coming by. I'm hoping to be back on Sunday with a color and chat and a demo of sorts with the Castle Art pencils out of Grains of Gold. I'm doing hopefully a double page spread with Karen Dash. It's the one at the front with the cat on one side and then the girl wearing like the cat ears on the other side. I don't have the book with me right now, but we're going to be using Neocolors for a base, Castle Art pencils on the pictures, and then I'm using some shimmer paint, some simple shimmer paint for the background. But it's going to be colorful. It's going to be for Cattober, color for John, the tag that's still going. I just haven't had a chance to do another one until now, and I'm hoping to do that Sunday. And don't know what's going on next week yet, so we're just gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. I know I've been sporadic again this month, and I apologize, but I do apologize for that. But there's just, I started a new role at my company this week. While it hasn't, thankfully the onboarding process is not overwhelming. It's still tough when you're transitioning to a new role because you don't know the team, you don't know, their processes. I'm excited about it, but I'm also nervous. Sorry, I guess we're in update mode now. Winry's, I can't say she's not doing well, but she's not doing terrible. She seems fine in every aspect except eating. She just doesn't want to eat enough. And that first week when we found out she was sick a few weeks ago and we put her back on the Zofran anti-nausea shots, that first week she gained half a pound back. Like, she was eating great, things were fine, we were giving her fluids every day. And then after that we went to the pills, and the Zofran pills and fluids 2 or 3 times a week. And now she's just kind of sitting there. She still needs to gain half a pound to be at her average weight, but she just, like, her appetite didn't completely disappear, but like it just kind of leveled off. And like it's been a stressful couple weeks. I don't really know what's going on with her, and she does kind of play some and seem fairly okay for the most part, but I don't know, the longer she's like this, I don't know if it's something that's just she's aging and it's one of those things that we've got to deal with, or what, but it's just been extremely stressful. Then we had to take Bagheera to the vet yesterday in an emergency visit because he's been throwing up a little bit more lately, which is likely a sign that his thyroid levels are too high. The problem is he's maxed out on the thyroid meds. He is not a candidate for any of like the radiotherapy or iodine type treatments because he is diabetic and he's older and he has Cushing's, and he is just he's not a viable candidate. So there's not really a lot we can do to bring him back down other than try food, and that comes with its own challenges I'm not going to get into right now. But we set him up for a senior wellness on Monday, but the vet was like, well, you can go ahead and give him some Serenia. It's another anti-nausea med. I have like a pharmacy here, it feels like sometimes, with these cats. She's like, you can give him some Serenia to help with the nausea till then. Well, I gave him the Serenia, and I came upon him yesterday afternoon, and he could not get up on his back legs to walk, and it was terrifying. He does take gabapentin to help with the Cushing's, the pain from the Cushing's, and that sedates him a lot. It causes the Cushing's and the gabapentin cause weakness in his back legs. And it's particularly bad right after I give him the gabapentin, and usually during the day, like from about 2 to 4 is his worst time of day, where he can get around, but it takes some effort. And he's been like that for a long time. We are in regular contact with the vet about it, and she is not concerned. She thinks a lot of it's from the gabapentin. But he needs it. So Most of the time he gets around just fine. And then I guess what happened yesterday is Serenia is also a sedating kind of med, and both of those together just completely completely numbed, not numbed because but just made it where he just couldn't get up and move around. And so that's what the vet ultimately figured out. By the time we got to see her about 3 hours later, he was already able to get up and walk some. It was wobbly, but he was. And so we determined no more Serenia. He can have Zofran if he needs it. But yeah, the avapent's so strong. It's just we have to be cognizant of that if we're adding other meds that can sedate him. So, but no, he's fine. He's out here sprawled out, snoozing on the porch this morning. Got around just fine last night. He was a little quieter because of the Serenia. But yeah, so that was terrifying. And I guess he decided that he was going to take one for the team and distract us from Winry for the day. But he still has to go for his senior wellness on Monday, and I guess we're going to just have to figure out, like, the vomiting is really his biggest problem right now, and just try to figure out how we can manage that. But it's just been a lot here with Cat's health flaring up, and the 2 cats I have with the numerous medical issues just having trouble, and just it's hard to relax. I'm on a different team. I'm doing different work. It feels like it's a good fit, but yet I think I've been at so many months with my anxiety at like a 10. This is what I was telling my therapist yesterday, that like my body doesn't know how to exist outside of that right now. And so even though there's not a lot happening to get my anxiety at 10, I'm making everything dramatic. I'm being dramatic and trying to get everything so worked up over the smallest things so I can continue to function at that level. And it's just really hard to relax, and do not recommend. Unfortunately, she didn't really have a lot of solutions for me other than just continuing to do things that in the past have relaxed me, and I guess eventually they'll work. Fake it till I make it. And coloring is one of those things, and I've colored a lot, and it's just not doing what it normally does. So I guess I'm going to be spending the weekend coloring and doing some videos, and just, like I said, kind of faking it till I make it. And I'll talk a little bit more to all this on Sunday, and then just some other stuff, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that's just been why things have been a bit sporadic, and I'm really hoping with this new role that if I can slowly start bringing myself down to a level I can relax a little bit more, we get past some of these health issues, like I will feel more like coloring, I'll feel more like posting videos and doing the things I enjoy in my off time rather than just sleeping and existing, is my hope that there's going to be better balance here. But it's going to take some time to convince my brain and my body that we're getting there. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good start to the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and probably post this a little early on Friday, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye for now.